nobody is more committed to manned spaceflight, to human exploration of space, than I am. But we've got to do it in a smart way, and we can't just keep on doing the same old things that we've been doing and thinking that somehow is going to get us to where we want to go.
Everything in that budget is undefined. There is no focus. You're not going to get into space in 3 years. You're not going to build a manned or a human-rated spacecraft. You got all the infrastructure, the mission control, the simulators, the training. It doesn't make sense to me.
Well, President Obama down at the Kennedy Space Center today announcing an increase in NASA's budget over the next 5 years of $6 billion, but also saying the Constellation program that was in place is going to be canceled. To do that costs about $2 billion. Where are we in the space program and what the President is talking about? We're back with our panel. Charles.
We're seeing the abolition of the manned space program. When Neil Armstrong speaks out, that's an event. This is a guy who's the most self-effacing American hero in our history. He could have been Lindbergh, and he became J.D. Salinger. And now he speaks out in an open letter together with Cernan, the guy who walked on the moon, and James Lovell, the commander of Apollo 13. And they are saying that the program that Obama has abolished, is canceled, is essentially the end of man in space. It turns NASA into an R&D agency for pie-in-the-sky ideas like having humans on asteroids, and ends its role as the agency that actually gets us into space, even low Earth orbit and back. Now, Obama spoke about, we've done the moon, so we're going to do asteroids and Mars. This is total pie in the sky. On what rocket, with what space capsule, with what simulators, with what training program? There's nothing here of substance. And when Kennedy committed us in this decade, as he said, he meant it within his presidency. He expected he'd be president until January 1969. Obama is talking about 2025, 2030. All of this is total speculation, and what it does is it ends our human dominance in space, which we had for 50 years. We have no way to get into Earth orbit. We're going to have to hitch a ride on the Russians, who are charging us extraordinary rates and are only going to increase that. All the private stuff is complete speculation. What we're doing is we are ceding the certainty of access into space. We are not going to have it. The Russians are going to have it. The Chinese are going to have it. We spend tens of billions on the space station and spend 3 decades in constructing it. We're not going to have any way to get there. It's going to be a Russian station, a Chinese station, and we're going to look up in a decade. Is there going to be a lunar base on the moon? It's not going to be Americans on it.